What can ISIS and the Houthi insurgents possibly have in common? On the face of it, one of them fights the Assad regime in Syria and kills Christians and Azids in Iraq, while the other is loyal to Iran and fights against the legitimate government in Yemen. But if we take a closer look, we will surely find a lot of common denominators between them, starting with the way they were established, the way they spread, and even their seemingly contradictory ideologies. Well, let's look closely then. They both started to form around the same time, between 2003 and 2005, but under different names. What is now ISIS started off as the Mujahideen Shura Council, while the Houthi insurgent group called themselves the Movement of the Believing Youth, before they changed their name to Ansarullah. Both their leaders were killed early on, Abu Musab al-Zarqawi of ISIS and Hussein al-Houthi of Ansarullah. As for their strongholds, ISIS chose Ar-Riqa in Syria as their capital and expanded from there to other parts of the country, relying heavily on illegal smuggling for income. And so did the Houthis with Sa'da in Yemen. By 2014, ISIS and the Houthis controlled smuggling routes, trafficking products, people, as well as oil in Iraq and Yemen respectively. Now, 2015 was a turning point for both of these groups. While ISIS spread to important parts of Iraq and took hold of Mosul as well as a small arsenal of weaponry taken from the Iraqi forces, the Houthis took over the capital of Yemen, Sana'a, as well as weapons captured from the Yemeni army there. Not surprisingly, both groups believe that their so-called success is owed to divine empowerment, as ISIS calls it, or divine selection, as called by the Houthis. Okay then, how about their leaders and their credibility? Well, ISIS believes that Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, their current leader, is from the Quraysh tribe and is a descendant of Prophet Muhammad, which is, according to their belief, is a prerequisite that must be present in the Khalifa. Equally, the Houthis strongly believe that there is a divine promise made to them and their current leader, Abd al-Malik al-Houthi, by God Almighty himself. Needless to say, both hypotheses have been strongly debunked. Another question one might ask is, what about their ideologies? They must be different or contradictory. Well, the answer is no. ISIS, on its part, seems to have no doubt that as the number of the coalition countries fighting against it increases, the time of the final battle draws nearer. According to their belief, when that number reaches 80, it will signify the time of the final battle of Dabiq in Syria. The battle at which the Sufyani will appear, who will pave the way for the long-awaited Mahdi. Similarly, the Houthis believe that the increase in the number of the coalition countries beyond 17 also indicates the approaching date of the final battle at which Al-Yamani will appear, also paving the way for the Mahdi. In fact, a lot of them go as far as believing that the Yamani is no other than their current leader, Abd al-Malik al-Houthi.